Hey guys, Thomas Cecilia Jr. here, aka Mustached. Here to review The Conduit. Another pretty small and appears to be a low budget horror film that follows this young man named Eddie who, as a kid, witnessed or heard his parents either commit suicide or get killed or murdered by his sister, and he explains later to this group he's with that he got shot twice and somehow managed to live past that. So he's living on his own, being depressed, and while in this group, he meets a woman named Amy, and they talk to each other, try to help each other out. And after their first meeting, they consider themselves uh, sexual buddies, I guess you can call them. Uh, you're gonna see that like 3 times in this movie with them, doing that. Um, and anyways, slowly but surely, characters around the vicinity of this house start disappearing one by one, and cops do come by. They start asking questions. They suspect that it's Eddie, and Eddie is starting to suspect that it is Amy. Um, he's going after he visits his photographer friend and his best friend. Uh, he starts to really get more and more worried with each encounter about how much Amy is behind all this stuff, and they disappear, get murdered as well, and then it is up to Eddie, who now had bumped into this other guy. I think he was like a priest character who knew who Amy was. So he talked to the priest guy and he told him all about this ritual that took place, about this exorcism that they forced on Amy, even though I guess nothing was wrong with her. Apparently, this exorcism puts something into her, which I guess is different from most exorcism movies, so it's a bit interesting. Um, so Amy apparently has become this conduit, thus the title of the movie, and now is trying to pass it down to somebody else via her trying to have the sex with Eddie, and apparently that's how they pass it on. It's never, it's explained kind of confusingly, to be honest. It took until pretty close to the end for me to get that that was happening. I mean, there was a scene where it seemed like it was happening, but again, it could have been presented better. Um, Other than that, at the end of the movie, it ends up that now Eddie is the one who's possessed. He was the one who was killing his best friend, the photographer friend, and the girl who visited his house. So it was him all along. Whoops. Um, that was an interesting ending, I suppose, as well. So this movie has some interesting parts, but there are a lot of flaws with the movie. The acting doesn't really get decent until more than halfway through the movie. Uh, some of the storytelling is a bit confusing of how this conduit thing works. Um, and it's a bit choppy in some places as far as editing is concerned. There's a lot of dream sequences as well. So there's that to try to figure out. Uh, and that's about it. So yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Um, it's, I mean, it could have been better. Um, the characters could have been a bit more interesting. I mean, at least it present any character. Well, I mean, there was the friend who did come off as a jerk, so there was that character cliche there. The cops weren't surprisingly too dumb. They were just doing their job, it appeared. I mean, they ended up dying anyways, I think. Near the end, at least. Um, and other than that, it's okay. I mean, there is some okay parts here and there. So yeah, with that being said, I'm Thomas Sicily Jr., aka Mustache Chum, and I'll see you guys next time.